Okay, people, let's get this road started. So today I'm going to go through the poem On the Razor Edge. I posted this a few months ago, and I just wanted to walk through it, go through it a bit, and talk about it. I'm going to read the poem, not read the whole thing. I'm going to read a stanza, just see what my thoughts are, what I was thinking while I wrote it, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm scared to wield the sword of discipline. Having no shield, the margin of error is thin. And this stanza kind of summarizes of how. Okay, just as a beginning, it talks about the sword of discipline. I keep that in capitals there. That's a new concept I've been working with in this mental story of mine. You should know that, just to give you a little bit of a background of what's how I do things, is I have like a mental image, a mental story, something I want to. It summarizes how I feel, and the sword of discipline is pretty much a way of, or a tool or a weapon in this case, that I use to improve for self-improvement, basically. I think soul of discipline is a good wording for it, because I need to realign and be disciplined to follow on with what I have in mind. And so yeah, that's basically that. And so I'm scared to wield it because this is something new. This is something that I haven't had in a while, and I know that if I, because I have no shield, because I have no way to protect myself, even though this is me doing the wielding, I know I can injure myself. I know that if I injure myself, it's going to have consequences. And so the margin of error is thin, of which I want to self improve. So we got on to the next stanza. Self improvement taking time, but my downfall was sudden. Curiosity killed the cat, and now has struck me also. Testing a way to combat instead of going with the flow. And the first two lines, they summarize quite a bit. Self improvement taking time, but my downfall was sudden. Shows how, you can spend a lot of time developing yourself, trying to improve in some part of your character. But when things get tough and you go through a downfall, it happens like this. And it can be difficult. It can be very hard to continue from that, because it gets demoralizing and demoralizing, because you do all this effort, but then your rewards aren't there. So, or it can disappear in a moment. Curiosity killed the cat, and now has struck me also. These lines, I could talk more about this, but the gist of it is how sometimes you will want to learn things about things in the world, right? The pursuit of knowledge in and of itself is a good thing, but it can be taken too far. So to continue to the next thing, testing a way to combat instead of going with the flow. So combat instead of going with the flow. This relates to how, instead of allowing life to put me into situations where I need to change, I'm trying to find a way to improve myself, and not just, going with um, whatever I feel in a way. So, next stanza. Strike the sword and desire dies. If not, I will. The dilemma of bleeding eyes. I'm stuck still. I'm actually not going to talk much about this one, because I feel that this stanza itself can the stanza itself can be its own video. And I feel that I need to keep this, and I need to know how to word this properly. So I need some time on that. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, and I'll leave that for something else. But the gist of it is, it's the struggle between desires and what to do about it. I think that summarizes it. I won't go in more in depth. So the next one. A law of excluded middle is what I fear. Balance of life is a riddle, an answer never near. Powerful lines. But the law of a law of excluded middle is what I fear. If you don't know about the law of excluded middle, let me explain it this way. Some situations are black and white, but many situations have gray, right? Makes sense. If the law of excluded middle applies, that means it's either black or white. And that's what I fear. Because if it is black or white, then you have no excuse to do nothing. You have to do something about it. You have to act. You can't sit down and say, okay, no, I don't know what the situation is because it's a gray area. No, that means there is a right and wrong there, or a right way to do it, a wrong way to do it. And that's what I fear, thinking of how I need to act in these situations. Balance of life is a riddle, an answer never near. Self-explanatory. It's tough. Life is tough, and trying to find some sort of middle ground and trying to balance life is near impossible, if not impossible, because life keeps changing. It's hardly possible to put it together and like have one set of rules that everything works out. No, it keeps changing. Yeah. So balance of life, tough to do. And the last stanza is a bit long. I'll just read the whole thing and give a little bit of a explanation. Indulge in desires that now I can't break. Hearts as thin as a wire, feelings I can't shake. If I act, I tire, but my whole life is at stake. To be forged by fire, a new me will awake. A lot of words, a lot that's going on. But the gist of it, I guess, is given the situation I have now, although I am weak, although there is much to learn, I feel as if I go through this difficult situation, if I go through these difficult situations, I'm going to be, I'm going to have, I'm going to be a better person. And even if I act, I will get tired. At the end of the day, I'm like exhausted that I have to do all these things. But in reality, my life is at stake here. This thing of life, it can be tough. And so, yeah, if I don't act, I will be the same person I am today next year. And I don't want that. I want to always keep improving, getting better at life in a way. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you got to this part of the video, just know you are probably one of 10% to do that. And I thank you so much. This is the first video. I know the background is extremely boring. That's because I'm in a different place. This is the best I could set up right now. But yeah, I thank you so much for watching and follow me on this journey because the road to heaven is a long one. Thank you.